Hey gang, just having some snacks here. Today I want to tell you about a new project I've got going on. Somewhat against my better judgment, it warns me about spreading myself too thin. I'm going to go forward with it. It's something that's been in the works for a long time, and I feel like sometimes when I have enough irons in the fire, what's one more? I'm already functioning at this high level of momentum, so sometimes it's easy to throw caution to the wind and push a bit harder, You're already frantic, why not start another project? So right now, in addition to everything else going on, I'm working on my certified organic, entirely local meat and provisions business. I'll mostly be focused on value-added products, but we'll also offer fresh cuts and whole animal shares and bundles. The plan is for the business to completely operate under custom and retail exemptions, so we'll see how long that actually lasts before somebody wants to regulate me a little more heavily. But one of the most obvious items I'll be producing will be pork sausage. When you're doing whole animal, you got to get your value added, make your margin. People around here, this is just kind of a quick aside, people around here call sausage links brats. And it's kind of the same thing as like when you go down south in the U.S. and you ask for a pop and people want to know what kind of Coke you want. Everything's a Coke. Everything's a brat up here. Where I come from, if you say brat, somebody means bratwurst specifically. White pepper, nutmeg, blah, blah, blah. So people here call sausage links brats, and they call like breakfast links. And sausage is not a generic term for seasoned meat here. If you say sausage, people expect to taste sage breakfast sausage. So if somebody's like, oh, I got a pound of sausage at the store, I might say, oh, what kind? Well, they actually just mean sage breakfast sausage. So weird and annoying. Anyways, so for this meat and provisions business that I'm going to be doing, a lot of different sausages, a lot of value-added stuff. And I've been kind of diving into the seasoning recipes that I've accumulated over the years, and I've started cherry-picking a few to throw into the rotation. The thing is, I'm not really going to be able to focus just on the classics because the slaughterhouse and processing facility I manage is a producer of certified organic pork, beef, and value-added products. So, I actually plan to offer some of their products, and I don't really want to directly compete with them. Instead, I'm going to be offering some different recipes than what you'd find at, say, any country market. Some things that are kind of more novel, kind of more interesting, eye-catchers. Some of the ones I've been thinking about are like longanisa. That's a really great one. It's visually appealing, bright red, and it's sweet, it's savory, and I've talked about it before. Another one, roasted garlic and pepper, that one sells itself. People shop with, when they read terms, they're shopping with their eyes and their memories of food, and I think that one sounds really good. A bolognese sausage, I think, would be great. Some less conventional ones that I have been sitting on, I'm really excited about. I think will appeal to my crowd around here. Taco Bell, for instance, Christmas dinner, graduation party sausage, I think will be a popular one. This is one that I'm most excited about, elementary school lunch pizza brats. If everybody remembers that flat sheet tray pizza that kind of had that weird snotty stuff under the cheese. It tasted so good, though. I want to get that into a sausage. So I've been really workshopping these the last week or so, and I was thinking, since Elvis's birthday was just the other day in January, why not honor the king of commemorative plates with his own sausage on my menu? A flavor that represents his last meal, I think, would be appropriate. It's my understanding that the king passed over to the other side while hitting the bathroom, and simultaneously eating a snack, which I refer to as nutrient cycling. I've done it a number of times before having a long sleep or a car ride or something. I'm sure you can all relate. The thing he was eating was supposedly a peanut butter, banana, and bacon sandwich, and I think this sounds like a fantastic idea for a brat, personally. An encased meat that straddles the line between dinner and dessert. What could be better? After a quick search to make sure that Guy Fieri or Barefoot Contessa hadn't already done it, I started to demo the recipe. And here's some notes on the method itself that I took. I want to share with you guys if you want to try it. If you want to put it in your case, you're welcome to. Absolutely. Have at her. And don't give me credit. You go. You take all the credit. How was I going to get the banana into the link itself? I wasn't really into the idea of chunks of fruit in it, and besides, banana oxidizes like crazy, and it would end up looking like little brown mucus turds in the link, and nobody wants that. I mean, we're pros here. So what I decided was to grind the bananas into the meat itself. So I seasoned the pork trim with banana chunks, and then I'd run it through. So I knew this would taste pretty good no matter what. So what I did is I just went for it. So I cut up 4 dozen bananas and set them in the lugger with 50 pounds of pork trim. And I proceeded to really work them suckers up. Next, I placed the fruit trim mixture into my Lance vacuum tumbler. I let the vacuum build halfway up the dial and tumbled it for 3 whole hours. The tumbling action that this magnificent machine does, it did in a few short hours what would happen over the course of, say, 10 days of meat marinating in banana. Once it came out of the tumbler, I left the meat for the cleaning guy to find and angrily remove and put into a lugger while I was off doing paperwork. I'd finish it off in the morning. It sounds good so far, huh? Okay, so now that I've got you salivating on the edge of your seat, let me remind you the other main ingredient here is peanut butter. How was I going to get that in there? This classic protein condiment goes super well with savory proteins. I'm sure we've all had it with bacon, on a burger, or with chicken liver mousse, that sort of thing. But I'm thinking, let's get the peanut butter in there so that it adds texture and flavor. 2 words for you guys and gals. Peanut butter flavor pockets. Here's how I did it. For 50 pounds of trim, I bought 1 24-ounce jar of chunky peanut butter, salted. Using a rubber spatula, I spread the peanut butter over the surface of a parchment-lined half-sheet tray. I put a layer of parchment on top to smooth the surface and put the tray in the freezer for a few hours until the peanut butter was frozen stiff. I then turned the frozen slab out onto the butcher block, removed the parchment, and proceeded to quickly smash the hell from it with a mallet. The shards of peanut butter were then put back into a bowl into the freezer for about a half an hour. In the meantime, I threw the banana and pork mixture into my mixer grinder and ran it through on a more coarse die because I really like that look of the chopped sausage. I put the meat back into the grinder, this time adding the peanut butter flavor blasters, as well as a standard 1.5% salt and brown sugar, some black pepper, and a touch of nutmeg. I set it to mix for about 20 seconds, and then I removed the plate and the knife from the grinder and just ran the mix out through the auger. It was then ready to run through the VMAG. So I ran the farce into standard brat-sized hog casings, 28 to 32 or whatever. But I did them at 475 grams each so that I could hang them like a ring bologna on the smoke spikes. And then I cold smoked the links, and that's where that delicious bacon flavor comes in. The brown sugar, the black pepper, the cold smoking really give it that breakfast flavor. And the cold smoke keeps the peanut butter flavor gems from melting. So in order to keep the peanut butter intact when you cook it, you've taken it out of the smoker, you've cooled it, you're ready to cook. I found that I vac packed them, into their retail bags, like an 8x10, 4 brats per. And I took that vac pack bag and I threw them directly into a warm water bath for about 14 hours. So they were in, just circulating like a fish, a fish aquarium with a pump. You get some warm water in there. Just let it sit in there for a good 12, 14 hours. This is a technique that the chefs call sous vide, I think. Is that how you say that? And just let those suckers swim around for about 14 hours. Take them out so that they're nice and soft and kind of warm, still really flexible, and just put them on a plate. While this recipe does take about 3 days to make, I think it's totally worth it. There's nothing quite like a plate of lukewarm peanut butter banana bacon bangers for a special brunch like Easter or maybe for your Mother's Day. And serve them with lots of booze. Anyways, I'd like to hear how this turns out. If anybody puts that in their case, or serves it to their family or enemies or anything like that. Happy Easter, everybody.